Welcome back to the Traders Network show, broadcasting worldwide from Greenwich, Connecticut. I'm Matt Bird. We're here at the 2019 Greenwich Economic Forum, and my next guest needs very little introduction on the economic development stage. Hey, Chuck Davis, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You know what? You're a legend in the industry. You just came off the panel with a lot of other thought leaders. Can you tell us a little bit about what you talked about up there? Give us a little recap. Be your eyes and ears for a minute.
Well, I represent a private equity firm called Stone Point Capital, and we've created a lot of jobs and a lot of businesses in Connecticut and around the world. We've done 47 startups, and we're very excited about the future and the opportunity to continue to grow the economy and create jobs and wealth for people.
That's amazing. What part does public-private partnerships play in the economic development of all of this?
You know, one of the biggest things for us is most of our investors are pension funds, state pension funds, city pension funds, fire, police, teachers. We have we have the vast majority of the states in the United States. And as everybody knows, they're struggling with pension deficits. So if we can give them good returns, that does well for the public sector. And so we use private sector skills to hopefully help the public sector in that way.
You know, it's terrific. Taking away from the panel up there, can you give us a couple sound bites from some of the comments you made up there?
I'd say the sound bites are that we're at late stage of the economic cycle, so you got to be cautious and you got to be careful. Pricing right now in almost every asset category is very, very high, and this is the first decade since I've been in business in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s that hasn't had a major correction. We got 2 months to go. I don't expect it to happen in the next 2 months. So this will be the first decade in my adult lifetime that we haven't had a recession or a major stock market debacle. And that's just something that's going to happen at some point. And I think people have to get ready for it and be prepared to manage through it, because it usually creates a lot of dislocation and a lot of.
Is there any advice that, for the masses that they're watching, any advice, from a personal standpoint they should take into consideration when looking at something like that?
Yeah, I think you just got to be careful and don't put yourself too much at risk, and assume that if things do drop, that you've got the ability to labor on. And so I think people need to be a little more cautious now than a few years ago.
Yep.
Maybe have a little more cash, maybe not borrow so much money.
Yep.
And just be positioned to take a little bit of a punch.
A little roller coaster ride.
Yes.
Yep. It's markets, they have their cycles, and that's what happens. What's next? What's next for you?
We're trying very hard to invest in businesses that will do better in a difficult environment. Counter-cyclical investments, like we own Gordon Brothers, which is liquidating Toys R Us, Shopko, Gymboree, Dress Barn,
Yes.
Forever 21. That's a business that will, obviously provides a service as these companies close up stores and the Amazon effect.
Yes.
And if the economy turns down, they will be even more needed, and their services will be even more involved. We own the nation's largest consumer debt consolidation company. So someone who gets themselves into credit card debt signs up for our program, and we help them get out of debt and get back to financial safety. And that company is doing very well now. But as consumers have more problems and delinquencies go back up in a softer economy, that company will provide that service. So we're spending a lot of time on things like that.
Where can people find out more about that?
That company's called Freedom Financial, and you can Google them and go on their website. And it's a great program. And if you have, the average person on the program has $30,000 worth of debt in 5 or 6 credit cards, and we can help them get out of debt, and they don't have to pay a fee until and if we help them. So it's a very good program, and unfortunately, a lot of people need that.
Oh, I know you'd be pulled a bunch of different directions. I have time for one more question for you. The Greenwich Economic Forum, what does this mean for the state of Connecticut?
I'm very excited about what they're doing here. Obviously, Connecticut has had a tough go with a lot of things happening that were less than ideal, but this is a real serious attempt to move Greenwich and Connecticut forward. Alternative asset management, Greenwich used to be the capital of the world. Obviously, with some of the hedge fund performance and with a lot of people moving out of state to Florida and other domiciles, it's not as powerful as it once was. But when you get Ray Dalio, Paul Tudor Jones, Governor Lamont, and all the people that came here today, there's a real opportunity to bring this place back and make it really important.
I love that. I love that. Listen, Chuck Davis, thank you so much. Chuck Davis, CEO of Stone Point Capital. You're watching the Traders Network show. Thanks so much for coming down. We really appreciate it. Special thanks to our affiliate partners, ABC, NBC, Fox, and CBS. We'll be right back after these messages. Don't go away.
The 2019 Greenwich Economic Forum is brought to you by Bridgewater Associates. Meaningful work, meaningful relationships. Churchill Asset Management, Nuveen, a leading provider of senior and unitranche debt to middle market companies. Ropes & Gray, bright past, brilliant future. Aurora Capital, inspiring partnerships. And Gramercy Funds Management, we are emerging markets. Special considerations to Bank of America, life's better when we're connected. Noah Private Wealth Management, a leading wealth and asset management service provider in China. Guotai Jinan Futures, a leading brokerage firm for commodity futures and financial futures in China. China Industrial Securities, a comprehensive financial group providing full-spectrum financial services in Hong Kong. And Titan Advisors, built like a hedge fund. Special thanks to the Financial Times and Greenwich Business Institute for hosting us. And thank you to all the sponsors who helped make this event possible. We'll be right back after these messages. Don't go away.